And the mic.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Untitled Sickos Project, the place where we may not know the best about football, but we sure as hell make it entertaining. I'm Car Sausage, aka the Vikings guy, who's a little upset, but that doesn't matter because we're in for quite a night of content. Joined with me tonight, we got from Las Vegas, we got Nick Man, the Bears fan. Hey, that kind of rhymes.
Yes, it does rhyme.
And we also got from the Bay Area. He talks about Steph Curry and the Niners a bunch. And finally, your host with the most, the masked aura, Lucas.
I like how his mic just kept cutting out the whole time.
Yeah, good shit, everyone. Good shit. Here's the point.
That was amazing.
That was fucking fantastic. That was beautifully well done. Anyways, we are back. Football, it's back, and oh my god, I've missed this on Sundays so much. Just sitting back, feet up. Game on one screen, 2 games on another screen, a game on my phone, a game on my TV. I bet you if the Zone was on the Switch, I'd have a game on my Switch too. I'd try to fit as much screens of football on my face. I've missed this.
I missed my
That's football in a nutshell.
I missed watching people get mad about a ball going around the field. I missed that.
Football!
I've
missed watching Niners fans overreact to every little thing.
Oh, everybody's overreacting to everything because they did the opposite of win, which was not win.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We have so much to talk about.
We do indeed. But starting off, we'll do the pick'ems. Pick'ems is brought to you in part by nobody. But anyways, current standings for the pick'ems. Of course, we've been doing them ever since the Hall of Fame game, because that's absolutely hilarious. I think we've done a grand total of 25 games since then. We've done 4 CFB and then 21 NFL games. And last place, Spencer at 10 and 15.
Yay! Yay!
Aiden's in second.
Kill me.
Aiden's in second at 11 and 4.
11 and 4?
11 and 14, sorry.
Folks, you have to keep in mind, he doesn't speak English, he speaks Canadian.
No, I speak ADD, which is a very different dialect from Aiden's ADHD.
And also Canadian.
With Canadian, too. Asneal is 11, 13, and 1. He's got third. I am 12, 12, and 1. And Nixon first with 13 and 12. He is currently the top dog. Gino just hit a solo home run.
I'm in Nick Man's success right here. And by the way, for everyone behind me, I have this to say.
It's really, in the end, basically a skill issue.
Everybody who preyed on Nick Man's downfall, you lost.
It ain't. He's the top dog. So, we have this week, of course, as a reminder, how the Sickos Pick'ems works. It's very similar to how Fox did it way back in the day. Fox used to do. We did this last year, with the last 3 weeks when we were first starting out. We did the same format because usually what Fox did way back when was 2 marquee games, 1 upset, and a wild card, and they did that for years, and they changed it, and I hated it. So it's akin to that, but we're adding an extra wild card spot. So, how did it work? Spencer's going to pick 2 marquee matchups because he is in last place, and last place gets to pick the marquee matchups. We then have to go to upset, and the upset has to be by 3.5 underdogs according to Fox Sports.
I thought it was CBS Sports.
Fox.
Okay.
Fox Sports betting lines.
Okay.
Week 2.
Week 2, baby. There it is. Okay.
Alright, so it's 3.5 or better.
Oh, okay.
So, we don't encourage gambling here, but,
No.
you know, it's just for the pick condition. Because what my family used to do, we used to pick all 16 games, but our pick'ems was the spread. We just put no money on it. Like, say if they beat the spread, we got the point. If they didn't, we didn't get the point. And we just kept doing it. Just for it. We didn't bet anything. It was a little fun family thing.
But then you realize nobody cares, nerd. Go play with your calculators.
No, it was fun. Brought us all together. I never won it because I picked too many upsets. I love upsets. They're fun.
Bruh.
I love upsets. They're incredible.
I know that, of course, but still, bruh.
I know. There's not many. There's a lot. There's not many. All right. And then we got 2 that is our own. So, Spencer, what's the first marquee matchup?
First up, we got the CBS late game, which should be able to reach all of us.
Laughs into zone.
Yeah, but still, I try to make sure it hits GR, Vegas, and San Francisco when I'm picking games.
Hell yeah.
This one is going to be the New York Jets at the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. Alright.
That should be fun.
Dallas. Easiest Dallas of my life.
Yeah, easy Dallas. The Jets, I don't think it's as bad as people say it is, but still, I gotta go with Dallas after their dominant performance against New York.
Now, this feels like the kind of game where Dallas could shit themselves because inconsistency goes burr, but with how the Jets' O-line and their struggles have had, especially after how Cowboys did the Giants' O-line last week, yeah, I gotta go Cowboys.
By the way, I feel so bad for people who have to watch the Commanders-Broncos game because they have to deal with somebody who I think is arguably the worst commentator in the business, Beto Dedes. I've never liked him.
Alright, and who's the winner? Jets, Cowboys.
I'm gonna say Cowboys easily. Like, unless they completely blow it, like, this is their game to lose.
Alright, what's the second marquee matchup?
The second marquee matchup, I'm going to make you guys suffer through Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth. Yeah, baby. It's going to be Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots.
Ooh.
A real battle of the mid.
What? Two is not mid.
Miami's not mid.
True.
Miami.
I'm going Miami.
Yeah, I'm going Dolphins.
Yeah, seriously, it's easily Dolphins.
Man, imagine if none of these teams win.
This is what the all picking the same team jinx does.
Hell yeah.
Somebody be Tony Dungy and just
save yourselves. Tony Dungy comes in and saves the day.
Well, I think the Patriots have a real good chance against these guys. You know, especially if Mac Jones gets it together and
Tyreek Hill 40-yard time goes burr.
Sorry, I was just trying to do my best Dungy. Anyway, we have to pick our upset now, don't we?
Yes, and of course everybody knows the rules. Take a good look at some of them, or if you have your mind, just let me know.
Oh, we got a plane coming in. Sorry, my autism go burr. This plane is coming in from Minneapolis.
Mm.
Wow, Kirk Cousins on that very plane.
going laughing at it's not my fault, guys. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. The best.
I just yell into the sky. I don't like that.
I hate that I'm having to do this as my first upset. I hate it because all the other ones are just so like the upsets right now is Buffalo. Ew. Sorry, the Raiders. Ew. No. Jaguars and Chiefs. Oh shit! I thought this was the primetime one. Oh. Wait.
On a 1 o'clock?
At a
They're sticking it on a... What the fuck?
Ew. Okay, Jaguars, Rams, Cardinals,
Oh.
Commanders? What? Commanders are the okay, easy. I'm going Commanders to beat the Broncos. That's my upset.
Okay.
Point spread Broncos -3.5 are favored to win by more than 3.5 points. Otherwise, yeah. Wow, really?
I have an upset.
Yeah, I'm going Washington.
Ready for me?
Yeah.
I have the Seahawks upsetting the Lions.
I was about to put the Seahawks, and it's like, oh hell yeah, easy, Washington. Easy. I don't want to pick the Seahawks this week. I just don't. I'm allergic to this.
But yeah, Bo
played 25% of the snaps, but in the second half they did fuck all.
I think that's more that has more to do with the Rams just being really good against the Seahawks.
They weren't good against us in the first half, and then they just didn't show up the second half.
I'm talking about like how like the Rams.
I know, but like Seattle dominated the Rams in the first half. It could have been the first. They could have gone to the half 16-3, and then they beat us 27-0 in the second half. I was foaming mad at the game. We'll get into more of my.
He was seething so hard that he actually turned on a VTuber instead of more sports.
I did. I had a VTuber in the background to contain my. I had Biju in the background.
Okay, so I'll go. Okay, my upset. You know what? Screw it. I'll go Jaguars. That's my upset.
Ooh.
Okay.
I believe in Jacksonville. I believe in Duval.
Duval, baby.
I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, it's an upset. Yep. Okay. Aiden,
I'm gonna stick with this. I'm gonna stick with the script. Duval upsets the Chiefs, sending Chiefs fans into full-on panic mode.
All right. Wild cards.
The Creekhorns. Oh boy. Chargers beat the Titans.
Ooh. Chargers beat the Titans.
Wait, does Spencer have another one? Because I'm pretty sure you have
Oh,
one.
yeah, this one doesn't feel as upsetty as, as people think, but I think Commanders easily beat Broncos. I don't know why.
Next. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll go next. So I'm gonna go for the homer pick. I'm gonna say Niners for my first wild card.
Wow, you don't say?
Wow.
Second one is a bit off the beaten path. I think the Steelers are gonna go defeat the Browns after getting humiliated by the Niners.
Interesting.
Cleveland LeBrons.
Alright.
Alright, I'll go next.
They got the Super Bowl, but they're gonna have to buy tickets.
Yep. Alright, I'm going 49ers as my first pick, and I still see them doing well against the Rams. And my second pick, I'm going Lions. I got them beating the Seahawks. They're gonna win in front of they're gonna win in front of that blue ski mask crowd.
Yep, Detroit
Oh
wins.
my God.
Yeah, I have Detroit, and I'm going with I'm gonna go with Indianapolis beating the Texans.
That's gonna be an interesting game, but
Yeah, that might be that could be a tank bowl game. I'm just gonna say that right now.
That's why I picked it. That's why I
Yes,
picked
I know. I'm
I
just saying.
know.
I wonder if Tree's gonna give that the tank bowl label, even though it's only week 2. But he might do it anyway, which we'll see.
Could.
But yeah,
He could. He might.
I am excited to see how loud Ford Field gets, and also, how excited my mom gets. Because she is a Lions fan, as I've said on here before.
All right, and just in case, I'm gonna get it this now. This is in case, because the 2 next week for CFB games, they're as of now on a Friday for week 4. Week 4, where is ESPN? Currently the slate for Friday. UCLA at Utah and Oregon State and Washington State.
Okay, I just want to ask this in case either one of the if a team drops out of the top 25,
It just gets removed. I just snap it out. I just want to have this just in case. Because UCLA's 24, Washington State's 23. I don't think Oregon State or Utah get unranked. And unless Cincinnati magically gets ranked, I'll have to ask ahead of time. They're also 2-0, so unless they unless hilariously we get 8
Oh, by the way,
games.
Cincinnati, thank you for Ivan Pace Jr. He's been great.
Mm-hmm. The rest are Saturday. UCLA and Utah. I'm gonna go UCLA.
I'm going Utah. They have not lost at home in front of their crowd since 2018, so I'm going to Utes.
I just hated their performance against
Baylor. Yeah, I know
I was not a fan.
Yeah, the only thing is, it's just knowing that home atmosphere and the fact that UCLA has a talented, but at the same time a rookie 5-star quarterback. Very talented, but going into that environment of Salt Lake, I don't see him overcoming it.
Oh, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Like, if Florida just stopped, Florida really could have given them really heck even in week 1, but...
Yeah, I mean, I still gotta see, though, when Cameron Rising comes back. That's the big question with Utah, because I don't know when he's coming back.
Alright. Aiden! UCLA Bruins of the Utah... What, Atties?
Utes.
Utes. Utes.
I'm gonna go with Utah because honestly, I don't know shit about college football, so just gonna pick them because Nickman said that they've been undefeated.
Yeah.
Spencer.
I'm gonna go with UCLA because trends are made to be broken.
They are. I'm not wowed by Utah yet.
You know what I am wowed by? Today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legend.
We actually did sell our souls. We did sell our souls.
I don't attach any association of this to me whatsoever. I have nothing to do with such stupidity, such blasphemy, such ridiculous nonsense.
Washington State and Cam Ward has done very good. They also beat a really good Wisconsin team. I'm gonna go Washington State. No, Washington State.
Yeah.
I believe in the Chainsaw Beavers. I'm going Oregon State.
Chainsaw Beaver. That sounds like a weird, Canadian version of Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. It sure does, yeah.
Easily, Washington State should beat the piss out of Northern Colorado. Easily. Easy beating the piss out of them.
Well, I'm also going Washington State because, for me, they feel more household name-ish than Oregon State.
Oregon State's really good this year. But I think Washington State's better.
I am not a smart man.
Aiden, Cougars or Beavers?
I'm gonna go Washington State because I have no idea. I think I have more confidence in them than Oregon State.
All right, excellent.
Yo, he's on the rowing machine.
My man's working out. My man always works out. Anyways, that's the pick'ems this week. Stay tuned for next week where we could have up to 10, maybe 11 games. Total.
Content.
We'll see what happens. We could have less, but if anyone gets D ranked that's on this list, our pick'ems just go. They don't count.
Do I get D-ranked?
They
Do
never
I ever
existed.
get D-ranked?
Do
I ever
you get D ranked? No, I just
Do I
snapped
ever
my...
get so bad at pick'ems I get D-ranked?
No, I just snapped my fingers. But I'm looking at this week. The only team that I could see has a shot at getting unranked is North Carolina. I see like Iowa should take care of business. Washington State should take care of business. North Carolina should beat the piss out of them.
I cannot wait to see the Colorado game. I want to.
Oh my god, I love Colorado now. I love what Dion's doing.
What Dion is doing. It's great transition. I can start talking CFB right away. What Dion has done with I've not religiously watched a whole a college football team as much as I watched Colorado.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal what Dion has done with the school. What Dion has done with this program. It is incredible.
Yes.
It is amazing how he's turned this around. Like, they were a 1-win team the year before.
Yeah.
And now they upset TCU. They handled business against Nebraska. And now the Colorado State just angered the is that a good idea? I don't think what they did.
But now everybody has shades.
I know.
Don't poke the buffalo here, okay?
Yeah, I don't know why you poke the buffalo. Deion Sanders is about to beat the piss out of this team. Like, the spread right now, let's take a look. Colorado, according to ESPN, 23.5-point favorites. Yeah, they're about to beat the fucking piss out of them. No cap. They're about to completely have the piss beaten out of them.
Anyway, enough talking about next week. Let's talk about this previous week. Wow.
Colorado did very good. Sorry, just kidding.
We had football happen. Wow.
I'm gonna start with one of the CFB games. I like to rant about it. Old Miss, bro, you guys are some of the softest motherfuckers out there. I did not.
I don't know. I'm pretty soft. I'm pretty baby.
I did not like what they were doing.
I'll be real with Ole Miss. I'm not sold on them because they beat Tulane without their Tulane didn't have their starting quarterback, which I didn't know until game day. But even then, I'm not sold on Ole Miss yet.
Did you not see their whole miracle? They had guys that were gassed out so many times.
What are you listening to, bro?
Oh no, I'm just turning my I'm getting my work. Sorry, I was working on my capture card.
Bruh.
What?
Bruh, that's just it. That's
like
the comment.
That we have
Bruh.
in this building on late night Wednesday Zoom calls.
So, yeah. Sorry, my ADDs. Okay, I was not a big fan, because, I watched that game, and my whole thought process was whenever Tulane actually, got something going, they literally had to, you know what miracle water is, right?
Yeah.
Where it's you act like you're all tired when you're not, and then here's some miracle water, and I'm hurt. Oh, miracle water, hooray! Oh, I'm fine. This This whole time I was fine.
Oh, you mean like Michael Jordan's secret stuff?
Yeah, except not secret stuff.
Well, you know, the joke about that is that it's like, it was water the whole time, and they just had that dog in them the whole time.
It's not even, no, what I mean is, like, you know when a soccer player, like, fakes an injury, right? That definition of miracle water.
I'm more thinking about Paul Pierce having to take a shit so he faked his injury.
So,
that then's a miracle shit.
Paul Pierce, yeah, that's a miracle.
That's a miracle
Lamar
shit.
Jackson.
That's something different. That's a Lamar Jackson. No, like miracle water is
like,
when I put air quotes around, you get hurt like you hurt and then you sub off, drink water. Oh, hey, I'm fine.
See, I thought it was more like Kirk and the gang coming back from a 33-0 deficit.
No. It's a term that's used to, like, with soccer players, how they fake injuries, they then get to sub off, drink some water, they recover, and oh hey, I'm fine this whole time.
As a soccer fan, I can attest to that happening a lot.
It does. That's what I mean. Like, Ole Miss was doing that a whole lot whenever Tulane started just getting momentum and just getting a good drive going.
I think Aiden hurt his knee while you were making that comment.
Yeah, here, Aiden, here, drink some water. You'll be fine.
I'm back in service.
Yeah. That was, like, weirdly, suspiciously happening with Tulane. So I got my eyes on them. My eyes are on them. So
yeah. Anyways, I think in terms of college football, there's another big game we have to talk about.
Alabama and Texas. Holy shit.
The one time we do a pick'em with Texas, they actually decide to live up to the hype.
They're finally back after Sam Ellinger said it years ago. They're finally back.
The one person out of all of us who said, thank God I fucking picked them.
I know you script write this. I know. You fucking script write this shit.
One time. I like script writing this shit. So, yeah, in quite surprising fashion, out of everything, that was such a great game. I had my gut, I trusted my gut there. I trusted my gut. I really, because, like, you saw the game last year. It was only like a 1 point difference.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Texas did that, especially after a starting quarterback got injured, and that was very impressive. It's just, it was, entering this game, it's like knowing Texas's history. It's like, it'll be a close game, but they'll come up short in the end. It's just, it feels the way of the Longhorns in recent times. But no, they were, without question, the better team in this game yet again, and this time, they went to Alabama and really just completely manhandled them in their own home stadium. Wow.
Hey, that was, like, very surprising, because not anybody can just go to Alabama, completely teabag them. Like, they dominated them. Like, it's not even, oh, they, sure, they roughed them up a little bit, but they absolutely had their way with them. It was a really good game.
If we're being honest, there were definitely times where I felt like Texas was not capitalizing on just how much they were dominating Alabama in that game.
It's true.
Oh, another airplane.
I mean, there was, yeah, especially when it came to the quarterback play. What was his name? Quinn Ewers, right? For Texas. Was able at the end to just sky the ball down the field consistently, and whereas Alabama's QB couldn't really do that. And I don't blame him. It's year one. It's a year one starting quarterback. Is he a 5-star transfer from somewhere else, or?
No, I think he actually. I'm pretty sure he's been there for a bit. I mean, hold on, let me see. I know his name. I'm trying to. I think he was 4-star.
That was a private jet from Everett, Washington. Was it you, Luke?
No.
Are you flying over my
There
house?
we go.
No.
Well, I'll let Milroe for Alabama. He is a redshirt sophomore.
So he has
pretty
been in that system for a spell.
Yeah, because I remember he played in when I believe Bryce Young was out for like a game. He was in that place against Texas A&M last season. Which, by the way, just want to say, fucking Lowell Aggies for losing to the fucking Miami U.
Yeah. Why do people trust A&M? I don't even trust A&M.
Because the tradition and high-end talent. Also, I will say though, it is fucking hilarious knowing that they have Bobby Petrino as offensive coordinator.
And yeah, right.
Oh yeah, and DJ Durkin is defensive coordinator. So yeah, great duo you got right there, guys.
Not to mention, like, Taylor Van Dyke really just had his way with the whole team the entire time.
Also,
That was
hey
his best
everybody,
game in a while.
we got a new thumbnail look. Woo!
Yes.
Good thumbnail. But yeah, I was also that. Oh, that was just because it's so hard, especially like if you're an SEC team going like someone like Miami. I think you should easily like be able to have a winning performance against them at the very minimum. But the way that they got beat and crushed. And it just says, dude, never trust Texas A&M again. They're on another trajectory to miss another potential bowl game this year again. I think that's absolutely a total possibility. And if you're Texas
possible.
A&M, back-to-back years on missing the if you're back-to-back games missing the bowl, don't people want, heads for that kind of stuff?
Yeah, just you better get that oil money ready in case you gotta pay some buyouts. Just get that ready if you're the Aggies. But going back to Alabama, I do want to go back to them real quick. Yeah, I don't know. Alabama, I mean, I'll wait and see because I've seen Alabama. Sometimes they'll have that loss and then they get back on track right after. But I don't know. This Alabama team it kind of feels like they kind of lack that conviction they usually have.
Mm-hmm. I still think they're
feels
good.
like that.
I still think they're going to be a good team.
Still be a good team. It's just they don't feel like the dominant Alabama teams that we're used to under Nick Saban.
I think they're going to be somewhere in they're going to finish somewhere between top 15 and 25 this year. They'll still be a ranked team, but they'll not be that top 5 that they feel like they're supposed to belong in.
Which is their birthright.
Yeah, exactly. It is their birthright. Absolutely.
Yeah. I will say though, in terms of I guess because that does cover the big games for college football this past week. I will say there has been a big controversy in with a certain Big Ten college football school this past week, and I'll just say it, that involved the certain Michigan school of Michigan State.
Oh, phew, I thought you were going to say Grand Rapids Community College. I was bummed.
Grand Rapids Community. What? Yeah, thank God I was worried that Grand Rapids Community College did something wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's been a bit of a shit show with Michigan State and Mel Tucker, who is currently suspended without pay pending an investigation into allegations of sexual harassment. So yeah, sounds like the type of shit show that Michigan State was heading towards last season, but yet multiplied.
Dear
that
Lord.
just sounds fun. Thank God I'm not. I mean, Michigan State. I mean, you'll get the piss. Wait, did Michigan do the Michigan versus Michigan State? Yeah, or is that still down there?
No, that's still. Yeah, that's like October 21st. The whole state is gonna shut down, and
yeah, and that's gonna be, knowing what happened last season, that's gonna be very interesting to see what happens during that game.
I fully expect some form of a riot in or around where I live. So
Yeah,
if you don't,
I wonder if we're gonna get some FIU Miami type of brawl.
Yeah, if you don't hear from me for a while, it's because I had to go into hiding because I'm an Iowa State fan in this.
Yeah. That's the state civil wars. I find they're big games, but I think Michigan State just take your L on this one and just don't try to embarrass yourselves.
Yeah.
Don't be like the Chicago Bears. Just
which that's probably a pretty good segue about the NFL this past week.
NFL baby. We are so back.
You said the Cleveland Browns for in terms of having creeps on your team, but okay, anyway.
No, that is, we are so massaging his back.
Yeah. So do we want to talk about the other the other Thursday night game that happened?
First game of the week, and this is something Kadarius Toney. Oh boy.
What happened to his hands? What happened to his hands? What happened to his hands?
Man's hands just straight up disappeared.
Captain Hook would be a better wide receiver than Kadarius Toney.
I'm dead serious when I say this.
The drummer from Def Leppard could be a better receiver.
I'm dead serious when I say this. I've seen god-awful performances from Bears receivers over the years. That may have been the worst wide receiver performance I've ever seen. And I'm dead serious when I say that. That was horrific. Like, truly god-awful to the eyes of any football viewer who had to watch Kadarius Toney drop every ball imaginable. And I just want to say this. I just want to say this right now because I saw some of those comments he made towards Pat McAfee yesterday, and I just want to say it right now. I have never seen a guy who has had less production in his NFL career talk as much shit as this guy has talked. I just gotta say that. This dude talks so much fucking shit for a guy who has still not proven himself. He has a ton of hype, yes, but he's not proven himself, and especially after a performance that we saw last week, that's unacceptable in my opinion.
That's not fair, man. That's not fair at all. He scored a touchdown for Detroit, but he scored a touchdown.
It's true. He's true.
That's true. Okay,
And
here's my thing.
We got to watch Tom Grossi sieve like a motherfucker because it was Brian Branch.
Here's what I want to kind of add on to Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney, and this is kind of what I've kind of gathered in this, just what I have seen of this young man. I really felt like he's somebody that is, personality-wise, a very immature person. And especially when you have this mindset, don't have like the proper maturity as an NFL player, when you make a horrific mistake like Kadarius Toney did, it greatly impacts the way on how you play football. It does. Like, you saw, like, that was probably his most drastic mistake he did. When that happened, you could have thrown anything at him, like, even outside the backfield, he wasn't catching anything. I don't think he's been able to develop into a route runner at the NFL level. He's one of these players that is your standard, catch pass out in backfield and then try to make a couple guys miss. That's been kind of what his MO has been. He hasn't been somebody that's developed routes to be able to be a down the field catcher at the NFL level. And if he does it, his ass is going to be out of the league, but it really doesn't matter at the end of the day because he's a top 50 pick, fully guaranteed money, and he's won the lottery already. So,
yep.
Yeah.
But still, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy.
Get ready to learn XFL, buddy.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna say this. I'd rather have Dante Pettis at wide receiver than Kadarius Toney. Hell, I'd rather have AJ Jenkins. Remember that guy?
I'd rather have today Jerry Rice.
Today's Jerry Rice.
Yeah, it's just
Like,
and the
That's
reason
not fair. Jerry Rice is still pretty fit. That's like an easy answer.
And like I can understand that. Yes, when Brian Dable came in, we all knew that Kadarius Toney wasn't going to stay around. The best way I can describe it is that the puzzle piece known as Kadarius Toney just didn't fit what the Giants wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And so they went to somewhere where his puzzle could fit, the piece of his puzzle could fit the whole puzzle. And it hasn't played out yet.
Yeah, and the thing is, I do want to say this because it's just a big reason I and so many others are, much harsher on him is because he was a first-round pick. People were saying, hey, he could put, especially with Kansas City, he could be that next big superstar because the Chiefs know how to make random receivers look great. Unfortunately, that's definitely not happened, and when you're going to have an attitude like that, I don't see you changing like that. I truly don't see Tony fixing that attitude if the Chiefs of all teams cannot fix him.
Absolutely.
That being said, I watched that game in a Buffalo Wild Wings full of Lions fans, and that was probably the most electric Lions football experience I've ever had.
Well, the Lions are by the definition, they're extremely exciting. They're not just exciting. They are, for the short word, extremely exciting to watch on a week-to-week basis. It's deserved. They've deserved it they've hungered it for so long.
Seriously, on that pick six, I thought the roof was going to come off of that B-dubs because of how loud it was. Like, it got an honest-to-God pop.
They are a team that is absolutely back.
Anyway,
I believe in the Kool-Aid. I believe in the blue Kool-Aid.
Going to the Super Bowl one kneecap at a time.
Mm-hmm.
There were other games this week too, right?
Yeah, enough about that game. I'm not really sympathizing for Mahomes yet. He's still a great talent. It's gonna be one of those frustrating Tom Brady style type years that Tom Brady had to deal with, to where he was having to gel with new guys, and it took a while to get going. But once it got going, they were very hard to beat. Very hard.
Yeah, Mahomes will be fine.
Yeah.
He'll be.
It's not like, oh, Mahomes has nobody. Yeah, he's got guys.
Great Chiefs fan's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. By the way, I do want to say it was funny. It was really funny seeing Matt Nagy trending top 10 on Twitter after that final play. It's funny.
That felt like a
Matt
true
Nagy.
Nagy masterclass, honestly.
It did.
Mm-hmm. 1,000%.
Yeah, I'm surprised people weren't immediately reposting that McDonald's ad with him.
The McDonald's hamburgers.
McDonald's hamburgers, jeez Louise.
The fucking Matt Nagy profile pic. Those who have competed in the fantasy football league long enough know where that's from.
Doink.
Man.
But
Good.
yes, there are other games.
Indeed. Now let's go to the early slate. Big one. Niners beating the fucking piss out of
You have to watch that. That was a beatdown right there. Complete and utter beatdown of the Yinzers.
The Yinzers got fucking wrecked.
I'm the biggest Niner homer here, and I'm gonna tell you this. At one point, I felt bad for the Steelers. Not just because of three.
Did you hear the comments that one 49ers player said? It's like, I hope...
Trent Williams?
Yeah, Trent Williams even felt sorry for them.
Please get a first down. We need a break.
That's just funny.
That's pathetic.
That is saying to how awful the Steelers were playing offensively. Truly.
Like, it was that bad.
Yeah, it was so It was so bad, I almost forgot that they're going to finish 9-8 this year.
This is exactly why I had my concerns with the Steelers. Because it's like, you know what? They'll be much better with TJ Watt healthy and all that stuff. And you know what? Tomlin's a much better coach than some people will give him credit for. But unfortunately, they'll be 9-8 for one reason: not Canada.
Well, it's not even. I don't even think bad.
Please, Mr. Tomlin, I don't want to go 9-8 again.
Cause like it felt like honest. Like when I watched this, one of the games that really had my eye on, and I was like, all right, here we go. This is it. This is where hopefully we see, you know, the Steelers are a really good test for the Niners. How does Tomlin, you know, how does Kenny Pickett? Oh, Kenny Pickett got fucking wrecked. Oh,
Yeah,
dear
that
God,
was
this
bad.
game is oh God. Brock
Yeah,
Purdy's
that was-
dicing apart this defense.
Oh, Jesus.
And then I cooked that secondary, like
Oh.
truly.
Ayuk of all people cooked that secondary on a
29
fucking
yards and 2
spit.
touchdowns.
By the way, didn't Patrick Peterson say he was gonna get 2 picks?
Yeah,
Uh,
he
happened?
did.
By the way, thanks for taking Patrick Peterson off our hands, Steelers.
And I just want to note some of the things I see here. Niners rushing yards, 188 yards and 1 touchdown. Steelers had 41 rushing yards, by the way.
And don't they have like extremely talented players that, you know, you can hand the ball off to that, you know, don't really want to say it, kind of haven't really panned out yet?
Sorry, Najee Harris, not great.
Najee Harris hasn't been like it's year 3, right?
It is
Yeah,
year
yeah.
3,
This
yeah.
is year 3.
He just
You're-
hasn't blossomed into that running back we all just thought he'd be yet.
Yeah, well, year 1 he did well, but last year he regressed, and not gonna lie, not a great start he had in that game.
I mean,
Just gotta
I
say
think
that.
Jalen Warren's gonna take his spot if he just doesn't suit out. And it's a
Yeah,
shame
perhaps.
too. He seems like such a really good guy too.
He's a good guy, but like Tree said this during the 2021 draft special. Who's blocking for him?
Yeah, that's another thing. And the Steelers they gave up 5 sacks, which, not gonna lie, it felt like a billion pressures were also being given up in that game. So, yeah, not great all around for the Steelers O-line. And I'll say right now, it was pretty funny seeing Steelers fans get mad at Kenny Pickett. It was pretty funny, even though, yeah, he's only in his 2nd year. But it's just kind of funny that, like, yeah, that was a rough performance for all involved for Pittsburgh.
By the way, sorry we keep crimping so many notes from urinating Tree. He's just... He's
That's
just
how
good.
we all met. That's how we all met. We were all
Would all be-
fans of urinating
We would
Tree.
all be working at McDonald's right now if it was not for urinating Tree. That is the truth right there.
I would say that. I would say it would be. We would be probably.
Dude, Matt Nagy would be your boss.
Man,
God.
he would be. We wouldn't. Chaos League wouldn't exist. This league wouldn't exist if Tree didn't do what he did and really
Yes.
brought. It really helped, kind of just bridge the gap with sports fans.
By the way, of those 5 sacks, would surprise y'all to know that Nick Bosa was not involved in any of them.
What?
It was 3 times. Yeah, seriously. It was Drake Jackson 3 times, then Javon Hargrave, then Kerry Hyder, aka the guy that the Niners like turned from a
I
Or a
really
journeyman
hope
into someone.
that the little babies on the Niners are satisfied with their big boy win.
hell
Because
yeah.
If there was one Niners fan that is molding, you are a troll. Go away. There
Or
should
a
be
troll trying to
zero
get paid.
molding.
Exactly. Like, we just demolished the Steelers like 30-7. Who the hell will complain about that?
Someone might find a complaint. Someone would. But yeah, no, it was like a fucking pantsing of a team, and I thought Pittsburgh would be fairly competent this year, but I guess Guess back to the drawing board with them, eh?
I won't lie. That game gave me some Brown Steelers wildcard vibes. I'm not gonna lie.
But without the garbage time touchdowns.
Just look at all that Stiller football.
Yep.
True. Very true indeed. Alright, next game of our teams. I didn't watch this one. So, my fellow compadres are going to have to fill the gaps in for me. This is one I did not watch. Vikings and Buccaneers.
Oh, God.
Good God.
Can I talk about the Vikings this year?
Absolutely, sure. Spencer. They are your team, and you may talk about them.
You know, last year, we were a bad team with really good luck. This year, the script is flipped. We are a good team with very bad luck. Kirk Cousins, he is playing lights out. Anyone who pins the blame on us being 0-2 on Kirk Cousins, they don't know ball. Just straight up, they do not know ball. You know, honestly, the outside linebackers, they're also playing well. The wide receivers, they're also balling, and same goes for T.J. Hawkinson. And I really like the progress that the corners are making, and also the new linebacker Ivan Pace has been really good as well. The main issues I have are like the inside defensive linemen. So think the nose tackles, the 3 techs and 5 techs, and the offensive line, which is currently made of scraps that they found in the middle of nowhere, Minnesota. The backup left tackle Oli Udoh is out for the season with a quad injury. Garrett Bradbury, our center, he is out for now with an ankle injury, and Christian Darrisaw is out for the time being. Our right guard is Ed Ingram, who is bad. In fact, week 1 against the Buccaneers, one of the fumbles against the Buccaneers was because Ed Ingram accidentally swatted the ball away from Cousins during the snap, which is something you're very much not supposed to do as an offensive lineman. You know, just bad. Do not. However, I do think eventually we do have some a bit of a half bye coming up because we just played Thursday night, and we don't play again until not this Sunday, but the following one against the LA Chargers, who I think should be an easier opponent than the Eagles, and I feel like that would be a good opportunity for us to have a get-right game. And, maybe not have as many fumble-rooskies. Maybe get some hands for KJ Osborne.
Yeah, I can agree with that. KJ Osborne needs to really reel in some of these passes that
because let's look at his contract details right now. Let's see, Vikings Spot Track. This is going to be really interesting to show you guys. KJ Osborne currently accounts for $2.8 million against the cap. If we cut him, he leaves a dead cap of $66,943.
So like pennies.
Yeah, I'm saying if he doesn't get his shit together, it is a very obvious cut because Jordan Addison has proven himself to be a more than capable wide receiver too, and certainly guys like Brandon Powell or Jalen Naylor can step up to be a better wide receiver 3. Either way,
I want to say KJ Osborne will probably be getting ready to play in the same league as Chase Claypool race very soon. By that I mean the XFL. The CFL
Nah,
for that matter.
USFL. They're going to the USFL.
oh, they're gonna play for the Maulers.
Pittsburgh Maulers.
By the way, Vikings, thank you for TJ Hawkinson and Addison because they helped me in my fantasy league today, like
Hey,
this week.
hey, not a problem. Wish we would have gotten that win, but anybody who blames it on Kirk is a fucking idiot who doesn't know ball.
So by the way, with the Vikings, for this segment with the Vikings, we're talking about both games, or are we just talking about the Bucs game?
I think we can talk about both games.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, this
I'm
one
calling-
I did watch. This one I did.
Hang on. Here we go.
I'm calling both games.
There we
There
go.
we go.
All right,
Thanks, man.
All right, gamers and non-gamers. Oh boy, this one of all the games was the weird thing about this one, and I want to know how you're vibing with this, Spencer. Does it feel weird, but doesn't feel like that Jalen Hurts just hasn't hit his stride yet.
Yes! Thank you!
I feel like he's been good, but I don't think he's been great.
I agree.
He reminds me a lot of, like, he's like the missing link between Justin Fields and Lamar Jackson, where he is okay at passing, but when he doesn't have a really good, obvious pass option, he just runs it himself. And yeah, that's gonna pick up yards, but you can't keep doing that, or you're gonna turn yourself into RG3.
What I was actually referring to is what I was referring to for Jalen Hurts. I feel like if you get in his face, he shrinks. He doesn't handle pressure very well.
Yeah. I'll say, for as great as the Eagles' O-line was last season, it did struggle in this game. It really did struggle, actually.
Yeah.
They lose anyone?
Although to be fair, Danielle Hunter is a god, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well-
Hurts is just not in his stride yet, which, I mean, hey, the Eagles are 2-0. The fact that they're 2-0 and they're not playing their best games, that's what you want to see early in the season, to be completely honest. You'll take that early in the season.
I want to say it was Al
scary,
Michaels who
no
was
doubt.
saying they were playing C+, B- ball.
Yeah.
That's actually a good way to sum it up right there. C+, B- ball.
Like
That Al Michaels
competence.
has always been really good with a turn of the phrase. I've always
that
liked
is-
Al.
That is what I call in terms of other sports, that's what in basketball is called the Andrew Wiggins experience. At least before he won a championship, he was the C+, B- guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like even if they could do better, but it's just they struggled.
Yeah, but yeah. Meanwhile, with the Vikings, I mean, I'm just saying this because I already said it earlier, but seriously, anyone blaming Kirk Cousins for this loss, if you think Kirk Cousins is why the Vikings lost this game, you are fucking stupid.
Kirk Cousins can't tell the defense to stop a draw play.
Yeah, get ready to learn ball, buddy.
Like,
And
what
DeAndre-
I don't get, this is where I'd be, mad at Brian Flores. You know what the Eagles are going to do. You need to, if you are playing against the Philadelphia Eagles, at some point as a defensive coordinator, you need to know that every play is going to be, 1st and 9. It's not 1st and 10, it's 1st and 9. if they ever get into a 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 solution, they're getting it.
I mean, we all know about the quarterback sneak.
will
By the
say,
way, that's oh, wait, continue.
I will say, during the 4th quarter, they really tightened their stuff up and started to get sacks on Jalen Hurts and pushed the line of scrimmage back.
However, there's one thing I will say about that.
That 20-yard one, where it started as a 1st and 10 at the 20, and then went all the way back to midfield, was a thing of beauty.
But I will say this, though. We have our first instance of a potential ref ball that could have potentially drastically changed the way that the game went. I'm talking about the really soft Rashard Penny holding call. That really soft holding call. That was not holding. That was soft holding.
Yeah.
Wait, was the call against Rashad Penny?
Yeah, against Rashard Penny. That was very soft holding.
I didn't know.
I'll say it in terms of controversy, because we already had enough player controversy with that Chiefs lineman who would not stop false starting despite it barely getting called. Yeah, we had 2 rule controversies. Number 1, people bitching about the Eagles quarterback sneak, and number 2, the annual discussion of should the NFL have that touchback rule.
Oh yeah, there's 2. That was Justin Jefferson, right? With the Vikings.
I still think he should have been called down at the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say right now, at the quarterback sneak, my opinion is quite simple. Listen, you know what? If you don't like it, if you don't like trying to stop it, then fucking use it. Because it works so well with the way the Eagles use it. Okay? Like, adapt to it for the love of God. Instead of bitching about it all the fucking time.
Basically a skill issue.
Also, the Eagles that was PI. If you're gonna call the soft soft holding call, you gotta call it like some consistency, especially at the key moments. Thankfully, it didn't matter so much. But if the Vikings won that game, can you imagine the shitstorm that would ensue?
Yeah.
They won the game, but I'm saying could have been a really just ugly call. Even though they explained the problem, I like, you gotta have some consistency with it.
See, my issue with the quarterback sneak is that it's not a slant to your left guard, which I would find infinitely more entertaining. Because I love to see a big guy get his due.
Yeah, big.
If it works, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was also, as I noted, the annual touchback controversy when a guy fumbles the ball on the offense and it goes out of the end zone for a touchback.
You don't like the rule? Don't fucking fumble the football.
Wait, Oz is here?
No.
Oh, he said he hates the rule.
Really, in the end, basically a skill
He sure
issue.
hates the fucking rule.
Yeah. That rule is... it's garbage.
It's a bad rule.
You're gonna hate it when it badly affects you, but I'm gonna be real. Honestly, it's like, I get why it exists. It's just, it's a rule that is bound to piss off people when it happens. That's just the way I see it.
In the end, just hold on to the damn football. That's all I can say.
True. That is true. By the way, DeAndre Swift took the Vikings. What the fuck was that?
I don't know. There was just a button on here that said "shark." that was my piece. Just shark.laugh.
Just shark.laugh. Yeah, other than that, I think the Eagles get a nice, comfortable win, and nice win to go 2-0, and they're not going to have very many of these games where they can just lullaby their opponent to sleep. They're going to have to eventually, like, put something more together down the line.
And by the way, guess who the Vikings' next opponent is?
The Chargers.
I really hope that game is as sicko as the potential of that game sounds.
Yeah. Make Spanos cry, dude. Make Spanos cry.
Well, I mean, the last one was in 2021, and that ended 27-20.
1,000%.
That was the end of the Mike Zimmer era.
All right, now.
Oh, there were more games we can talk
In
about.
week
Like,
1. All right, I'm saving the best for last. Out of our teams. All right. It's Seahawks time.
it's Seahawks time. It's Seahawks time. You say?
Yeah.
Hang on.
So
Here we go.
Since we're halfway through the show, this is my impersonation of the Seahawks.
Hello?
I'm gonna guess the Seahawks didn't show up.
He left.
Just
after
like
the
his
first half.
dad. Just like his dad.
That's not what he wanted to cook.
So now we can talk about Luke at all as much as we want. So that Luke guy, what an asshole, huh? Just a real poopy head. I can't believe I can't believe the audacity of this guy to, put us together and, just like, then he comes out of the fucking closet and just is like, Mom, Dad, I don't have a fucking dad.
Yeah, they just straight up just left. They were like, gone. We're done. That we played one half of good.
Back.
We played one half of good football. We're just done. We're good.
Like,
solid first half. I think we had a great first half. You know what? We don't even need to play a second half. That's for nerds. We don't need to do that. Yeah, that pissed me the fuck off.
You know what happened? Pete Carroll got sleepy.
Yeah, we had, DK Metcalf.
Old age is catching up,
true.
guys. It's sad to see. Old age is unfortunately catching up, and he needs sleep.
Mm-hmm. He needs his. We need to that mid-afternoon nap. We just need to, especially when it comes to just finishing the day. We just need that sometimes.
By the way, let it be known, the Seahawks lost because Jake Bobo got 0 receptions. That's exactly why you lost.
I really thought they were gonna really get him involved in the second half, because he did play a good chunk of the snaps. He was receiver number 4 on the team. It's after the first half, nothing happened. Third down conversions were fucking god awful. Anytime something good happened, it was almost immediately completely undone by some fucking dumbass not covering a play properly, not making a correct tackle on anything. It was the biggest, what the fuck performance that I have ever seen. I've never seen a team, especially the Seahawks, whose definition and scheming are stopping every single, every yard matters with this, with this mindset of this team, but yet just to completely go, you know what? Nah. Yeah.
By the way, y'all got cooked by 2 guys who I didn't even know existed.
Right? What? Isn't Tariq Woolen and at least Kobe Bryant competent? No, they were targeting Trey Brown the whole time.
Never even heard of a Trey Brown. That's a random ass name like Randy McMichael.
Tutu Atwell had 298 yards in his previous season, and he nearly had half of that in one game.
I know Diggs wasn't around. I know that Julian Love tried his best, but bro, are we supposed to have at least incredible depth at the secondary? It's kind of what I was boasting about. But they just kept targeting. They knew who exactly to target on the Seahawks. It was Trey Brown. They didn't target Tariq Woolen whatsoever.
Really,
It's really, in the end, basically a skill issue.
Right? Y'all also got cooked by a Mormon, by the way.
The only people that were doing anything of note was Bobby Wagner, who, surprise, surprise, leads the NFL in tackles again on the Seahawks. That's the most surprising thing ever. I don't know what the hell to come up with this game.
Matthew Stafford is Matthew Backford.
And the thing about this too is, after watching it, is man, we really underestimated the Rams in our preview. Cause gee whiz,
I didn't.
Well, me and Aiden.
Oh.
Me and Aiden, maybe a little bit of Nick. We underestimated this team.
The second one, yeah, I did underestimate them. The first one I was giving the benefit of the doubt. Okay, Sean McVay does have that power, and yeah, he completely showed off his power in that game.
Mm-hmm. He is the daddy.
Yeah.
He is
never
the daddy.
doubt Sean McVay.
Gee whiz, who knew what would happen when you would lose your starting quarterback, your star, all-super, all-pro, Hall of Surefire, Hall of Fame pass rusher Aaron Donald, your all-pro wide receiver Cooper Kupp, and your O-line?
Gee, I wonder if that makes a team bad.
Yeah, who knew a team was going to be bad when starting a quarterback who should be in the XFL and the AAF, the AAF, or whatever.
It's like being surprised that somebody might die if I rip out their liver.
Mm-hmm. That whole game was like, God damn it, the Rams are not out of the way. It was there the whole time.
Just getting their liver ripped out by the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
At least we know that Caleb Williams will not be a Ram, though. At least we know that.
Thank God. He is not going to be a Ram.
Watch the Rams go 2-15, and the only 2 wins are against the Seahawks.
Because McVay beats Carroll beats Shanahan.
That would literally be like the 2016 Niners when their only 2 wins were against the Rams.
Mm-hmm. That was absolutely hilarious. But at the end of the day, it is what it is at the end of the day. I do hope the Seahawks can turn it around. I'm going back to, hey, let's just tank for Michael Penix Jr. I'm okay being bad this year. I'm absolutely fine with that. Because this quarterback draft class is deep as fuck anyways.
Oh, Nix is there. He exists. Wow.
It's not just Bo Nix. Michael Penix Jr., Cam Ward, Caleb Williams, Taylor Van Dyke. Drake May, the kid from Notre Dame. If
Shedeur Sanders
declares for the draft, there's 8. I'm hearing wild things like we could have a genuine year where there could be 10 quarterbacks selected in the first round. Because that's how deep this is.
Well, personally, like I said, I'm excited for the defensive tackles, like I mentioned, guys like Mason Smith and Johnny Newton.
Yeah.
This seems like a very deep draft for defensive tackle as well. Because in addition to those 2, we got Michael Hall Jr., Ruke Orhorho. Yeah, Ruke Orhorho. Devondre Sweat, Leonard Taylor, Chris Jenkins, Jordan
here's the thing.
Birch.
A lot of those guys are about to be selected in the second or day 2 picks when they should be day 1 picks because QB is just super, super smexy.
Do it, Kwesi. Help us fix our interior defensive line and interior offensive line.
Exactly. So lots of potential here. Lots of potential for this draft class anyways, but you know, at the end of the day, come on, Pete. We're supposed to be like 100 times better than this.
You need to wake up from your nap.
If not, well, you know what? Michael Phoenix Jr. Kinda nice.
Actually, I'm pretty sure his name is Penix.
Penis. Yeah, I know.
Because it... Haha, funny.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm fully on board.
To quote Tenacious D, it's the rise of the Phoenix.
1,000%.
Anyway, between the four of us, there's one more game we should talk about, isn't there?
Yes, I fucking know what's about to get brought up. Let's just get it out of the way.
What a game between the Chargers and the Dolphins, man.
Yeah. I know. What a game that was.
I can't believe J.C. Jackson goes for pass interference like that. Like, what the fuck?
Quote Jake, I just want to say this. We're trying to quote Jake. That contract is one of the worst contracts in the NFL that's not getting talked about enough.
Oh yeah, J.C. Jackson.
But even that, you have this defensive savant allegedly in the head coach, and you can't put discipline in your top paid corner. And if you can't get anything in your top corner, you're not going to get anything out of Joey Bosa. You're not going to get anything out of Khalil Mack.
Wait, isn't Joey Bosa hurt?
I don't think so.
No, I heard something about him getting injured or something. I don't know. Hold on, Joey Bosa. Oh yeah, but just looking at this. Chargers running back Austin Eckler doubtful. Joey Bosa game time decision to play on Sunday.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Sounds like Chargers gonna Charger again.
Sounds like standard. Sounds like a standard affair for the Chargers.
Wait a minute. Fuck you, Spanos.
Fuck
we're
you,
beyond fuck you,
Spanos.
You know, that's a dead meme at this point.
No, it will never die. It's bad as long as there's bad owners in sports. I will badmouth them to their actual fucking face. We need to remove bad owners from sports.
I'm more about like like the fucking the Charger gonna Charger and then loudest scream known to man.
Yeah, I know, but like it's there for a reason because it's never ended.
Yeah.
If it's ended, oh hell yeah, absolutely. I would love to shut my fucking mouth about it. But no, it just hasn't. It's just kept going and going and going, and god damn it, do you get the joke yet? Because it's just gonna keep on going.
Oh, just like that Energizer Bunny. Remember that from the 90s?
Dude, I got awarded the Energizer Bunny in my grade 4 class because my energy just kept going and going. I would not calm down. Also, ADD goes burr. But we'll save that for another day.
Uh-oh, trauma dumping.
It's not trauma dumping. No, my grade 4 teacher was probably one of my favorite teachers of all time. Really good teacher.
What else happened that week? Yeah, we have to talk about it, I guess. You know, just get it out of the way.
Eagles and
Cowboys.
Giants and Cowboys. I really thought we would go out of our way to put warnings out there for audiences to make sure that, children are not exposed to...
I mean, you're bad for not putting a trigger warning on
Yeah, that was rape, man!
That was actually, you know what? Because I wanted to actually talk about a certain other game before getting into that one, because I feel like there was a good lead in here, because I actually... Okay, before we do the unspeakable crimes of New York/New Jersey. I think it's time to mention Bears. I think it's time to talk.
Yeah.
I want to talk now.
Floor is yours.
Oh.
I have lots to say too, but I'll let the Bears fan needs to go first.
Okay.
Yeah, let's let him Ben.
At I feel like the moment I knew we were not winning this game, had to be the second half after the Packers scored that touchdown to make it 17-6. That was not great. And then when the Bears immediately went 3-and-out, that's when I just knew, yeah, we are not winning this fucking game. And of course, the Packers responded by gaining an immediate touchdown right after. So yeah, that was basically kind of the sign of a death knell right there for the Bears. Yeah, that was bad on just about all fronts. About as bad of a game as you could have asked for in week 1. I mean, I will be honest, looking back on it, hindsight wise, Packers were probably the worst possible team the Bears could have played in week 1, because simply put, you're playing a team that is as familiar as beating you as much as a horny teenager is with beating their fucking meat. So yeah. So basically what happened, I'm just looking at like the analysis, looking at where the hell did everything go wrong. Well, first off, this defense, yeah, defense didn't show up, and I'm gonna be completely honest. As much as I hope he takes care of that personal issue, if week 1 was the last time I ever see Alan Williams as defensive coordinator of the Bears, I will be very happy. I'd be okay with that, because that was a god-awful performance from the defense, especially, I mean, run game, Jones had his way. I mean, honestly, didn't do as much as I expected him to, but Packers just, they kind of found their way to just get the ball past the Bears defense, the defense that was supposed to be revamped, and it did not show up. And I'm just going to be completely honest, for a defense that was, last in the NFL last season, that is unacceptable, knowing how much we tried to fix this defense in the fucking offseason. And yes, there is young talent here. There is going to be time where it has to be given to some of these guys, because a lot of them are young, and there is a good amount of rookies, especially on the D-line. And I will be real, one of our rookies, I forgot who it was, actually did pretty well and should receive more playing time. But I will say this, definitely I feel like the even bigger disappointment had to be how frustrating the offense was. And now I will get the first thing out of the way. This O-line, yeah, it's still a fucking mess. It is still a fucking mess. One of our O-linemen, Nate Davis, his Pro Football Fantasy grade was 48.6. His pass protection grade was 26.8. And then you look at other guys. Cody Whitehair had a rough game. 52.8 grade in pass protection, 44.1 grade in run blocking. And yes, I know I shit on PFF a lot, but at the same time, their O-line grades are actually pretty fucking good. I will say that. And another fucking problem is, simply put, we still do not have a fucking center. That is another problem. Seems like a big problem when your O-line can't have a center who will not fucking, anchor the actual O-line. That seems to be a big problem for the Bears. And so, yeah, our O-line, basically outside of Darnell Wright, who, I mean, yeah, he had his struggles, but, for a first game, knowing how usually bad rookie O-linemen are, I'll take that. I will take how he played. And also, I'm pretty sure Braxton Jones did pretty well from what I heard, which was the only bright spot, which is probably explains why all the fucking pressure was coming from the right side of the O-line. But yeah, and also we gotta get the another big elephant in the room. Chase Claypool is about to get cut. I am just saying that right now. Chase Claypool, and seeing how Poles has been with guys who, he gave money to, like PJ Walker and Alex Leatherwood, and how both of them didn't even make it to the regular season roster. Yeah, this week feels like last chance. This is a true last chance for Chase Claypool, and deservedly so, because as one person summed it up, he was sleepwalking out there. There was a person sleepwalking out there, and literally everyone who was watching that game could tell it was Chase Claypool. because that was a fucking terrible performance from him, and I'm genuinely wondering what the just how this dude is about to be out of the NFL real soon if he's gonna be keep fucking playing like this. And that's just another fucking problem here with the Bears right now. Going into week 1 is we did not have that receiving, we did not have the correct blocking for our receivers or run game, and it's honestly probably a good reason why we got stabilized in offense. And yes, I do agree, Fields did not play well. That fumble was costly, that interception was costly. However, as not good as it was, I'm obviously still going to give him these next couple of weeks to prove himself still. And for the love of God, Tevin Jenkins, please get healthy. We need you back. And I do want to say this because another main discussion here around the Bears was also the play calling, because yeah, that was a very bad game from Luke Getsy. I've seen some theories going around. He actually said this himself. If you don't know, that is Mr. America. That the Packers may just have his number because he was the Packers quarterback coach with Aaron Rodgers, and perhaps they have his number. However, I have to ask Mr. Getsy, what is with all the screens? And number 2, why is DJ Moore only getting 2 receptions? Why are you not targeting him that much? Actually, forget 2 receptions, he only had 2 targets in fucking general. What the fuck is that?
And Luke here caught strays because his name was Luke.
Yes, I know. I saw that, and I don't know why Twitter fucking glitched that badly for you, Spencer, because I did not like your tweet that many fucking times. But
no, it's okay. You just thought that was extra funny.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is funny. But yeah, this is just a flawed game, a very flawed game all around. And yeah, it's just like it, especially against a division rival, it was as bad of an opening to the season as you can imagine, regardless of what the expectations are. That's not what you want to see against a division rival. And also, I heard that report. I'm wondering if this was confirmed or not, but I heard a report about who gets to decide, shit, what is it? Because I'm pretty sure, like, someone reported this, but there was, like, I know I quote tweeted this, but, there was a report about how, like, yeah, like, who gets to decide who's in the game and who's not, and, like, when, like, why one of the receivers, one of our better pass blocking receivers wasn't in the game. Luke Getsy revealed that the actives and inactives for the games are decided by Ryan Poles and Matt Eberfluss, which I'm just wondering, okay, that's very strange. That's very strange. Like, as much as I get that Poles has had a big impact on this roster, why is the offensive coordinator not the one deciding who's active or inactive? As much as I had my issues with Getsy, that feels very very suspicious. I just gotta say that. I'm just saying that. But anyways, I feel like I summed it up most for what had to be said about the Bears against the Packers. I mean, people talk about the fan base. I know Urinary Tree did that shit already, but you know what? Honestly, I could care less. I could care less about that shit. The only thing I care about is whether this team will learn from this or not. That's the main thing I learn, and that's the main thing I want to see, whether they will learn or not. And of course, it needs to be noted, I did hear those comments from Eddie Jackson stating how, yeah, this past practice, like, nobody was happy. He's never seen a practice where no one was really, you know, that, what did he exactly say? Because I know he said something about, like, how, yeah, this was definitely probably the angriest he's seen this, Bears, yeah, okay, here it is. He never seen a locker room so quiet like the one the Bears had a day after the Packers game. Usually after a win or loss, guys come in and move on, but everyone really felt that loss and took that personal. So that's definitely the one where I feel like, okay, it definitely feels like I better see some anger and a lot of, well, mostly just anger heading into this Sunday. I need to see that hunger. The anger and hunger from this Bears team that was not seen this past Sunday. But yeah, that's what I gotta say.
I'm gonna add on a lot to this, and I know that you don't give a rat's ass about the fans, but because like you're the one fan, you and Ozza are probably the only Bears fans that wasn't talking like this team was going to go 0 to 1,000 in like 5
I was
fucking
saying,
seconds.
I mean, it depends on what I will say. It definitely depends on what people expect to be 1,000 for the Bears. What do you expect that? Because I said it before, I want a winning record. I am not saying what that winning record needs to be. If it's 9 wins, great. If it's somehow more than that, wonderful, very wonderful.
Yeah,
indeed.
no, you guys were not the ones that annoyed the fuck out of me during the off season. You guys were.
Oh yeah, you guys were not those guys.
I
You know,
My message. I want to rant about this because it genuinely was the most insufferable part of the off season.
Oh, as a Vikings fan, I got so sick and tired of people being like, "Staples is a genius. The Bears won the North. The Bears won the North."
They haven't done anything in years, and if there's anything that really sums it up, I had to retweet something. I'm sorry, Nick. Yes, I'm sorry about yesterday's retweet.
Yeah, I know. I responded for a reason. You can already know what it was.
Yeah, the fact that Justin Jefferson in his young career has more receiving yards than any Bears wide receiver has for the team and the entire team's history. Bears fans, I never want you to hear... You guys have lost the right to call somebody mid. You're not allowed to call anybody... You can't call anybody mid. Nobody... I don't want to hear the word... The only position you're allowed to be called mid is linebacker, because Brian Urlacher was an absolute beast.
I'd say just defense in general. We'll just say defense in general.
Defense. Wide receiver, quarterback, you never had any of those. You've
Also
never...
running back. That's running back too. We'll count that.
Running
down.
back too. Oh hell, punt returner. I'll let you have that. That's free. All yours.
Kirk Cousins would have been a legend on the Bears.
Oh, yeah, he would be. He would be the best quarterback we've had. I'm not gonna deny that. I've said it already. I praise Kirk Cousins more than the average person. And you know what? I do that because I can tell he's better than the media gives him credit for, even if he has his moments in big games. I know that.
The fact that their best quarterback is Jay Cutler just tells you that Bears fans need to just shh. I even said this when we took him to the principal's office. Just wait till the end of the season. Because the quote that I said, Bears fans are going to feel really hurt if this year is the same as always. You're going to be destroyed again because it's just status quo. And look what happened. And look at the fan base too. Destroyed again.
We gotta beat the Packers.
Yeah. I really hope that, if anything, that this game was a serving of humble pie. Don't talk trash until you've earned something. You were the worst team in the NFL last year. You were worse than the Texans. You did good with trading the first overall pick away. You got a great return. You still need several pieces for your team. I wish them, honestly, the best of luck. I genuinely do. I never want to put on a team's downfall. That's just not what I'm all about, unless it's a team that I fucking hate.
Like
I'm gonna say this. I want to say this because it's like, on one hand, let me say it very clear. I have appreciated that the Bears fans have rightfully called out the team, but I'm also gonna say this because yes, this team absolutely deserves to get called out. This fan base deserves to get called out. But I'm also more on the fan base side. I want to say this. Yes, it was an awful game. The team deserves to get called out. I am saying that. But for the love of God, oh my, I'm trying to think of what I want to say here because, oh boy, there's some things I could say here that would probably get me canceled. But
talk your shit, King. Let your nuts hang.
But I will say this. It's like, guys, yes, the loss against the Packers was terrible. Calm. Just for the love of God, just take it to Sunday and see what happens. Please do not act like the season is over after week 1. For the love of God, people, stop it. It is... There needs to be a good balance when it comes to criticizing the team, which I've already noted. I've rightfully seen a lot of criticism, a great criticism, by the way, towards players and all that, players who deserve to get called out. But for the love of God, people, it is one game. We are moving on to week 2, and you do not have to worry about the Packers until later this fucking season. Okay, people? Okay.
And lastly, I want to talk about local boy Chase Claypool. I've never been so disappointed in a player like that's not on my team. I think, it's this weird attachment to where you actually got to see him, even though he didn't play on the same team as my brother, to play against my brother on a week-to-week basis when he was playing football. To see that was awesome. I watched his career at Notre Dame, where in these situations the similar situations where it was the guy that was forced to be, one of the main blockers, he would go out and lay a motherfucker out, right? But to see him give no effort on the field, to see that, I would love to know what his dad has to say about this. Because his dad needs to be on the sideline screaming at his own son to get his own fucking head in the game. There's no way that his dad would actually let him get away with what he's doing out there. It is beyond disgusting. It is effortless. And I don't even think... I think he's a healthy scratch this game. There's a wide receiver that just looks better than him. And they cut his ass. I think he's going to be a healthy scratch coming up. There's going to be someone else who does better, and he's going to get cut. He's not even going to get a chance at redemption here.
When I knew it was over for for Chase Claypool, 2021, Steelers-Vikings, that 4th and 2 conversion where he catches the ball and then proceeds to celebrate like the clock isn't running out. Just absolutely no situational awareness.
Well, it's not even it's not even the situational awareness. Is he picked TikTok over a Hall of Fame All-Pro career, same as Juju Smith-Schuster. He chose TikTok over an All-Pro Hall of Fame career, being remembered as one of the all-time greats in the league. To be fair,
Juju has a Lombardi in his closet now.
He's not going to be a Hall of Fame player. It's the same he's not going to be a Hall of Famer. There are guys out there that have essentially picked a Hall of Fame, that TikTok, social media clicks over the greatest honor, a gold bust in Canton, Ohio. The greatest honor in football. They picked social media clout over it.
Yeah, but who cares about a dumb statue in Nowheresville, Ohio, when you can be like a fucking lead-ass pop sensation, bro?
Like, what, for 5 years? Once Chase is out of the NFL, what, he's gonna do TikToks for the CFL? Whoop-de-fucking-do, he's gonna be so forgetful. Are you gonna remember how dominant Justin Jefferson was game in and game out? He picked a Hall of Fame career and not TikTok. It angers me because it's such a waste of talent.
Speaking of Justin Jefferson, hats off to him for, being a real leader. After that touchback, he said, "Yeah, this loss was on me, boys. I'm very sorry that I did this."
See, that's a Hall of Famer. Justin Jefferson is gonna be a Hall of Fame caliber player. I cannot believe that there are other players that have picked fucking TikTok, social media's clout, over a legendary career. I hate seeing that.
Yeah, as somebody who was 1 year old when they were drafted, this is probably my next best chance to watch Randy Moss,
And especially I get so agitated with this because this is a local player that I got to see his talents week in and week out, to see him just go, nah, not gonna put any effort into this play. Nah, not gonna do any of that nonsense.
Fucking losing? Never heard of her.
Not
Because it's literally genuinely, it's like, because it's like bad enough with how little yards he's gotten, but like the blocking, like the lack of pure blocking he's even trying out there, it's like, it is purely unacceptable out there. Like that's the type of shit that will get you cut, especially by a GM who has shown, regardless of what your money is, what your money's worth is, he's not afraid to fucking cut you.
Oh, and
By the way, you know something about Claypool's lack of fucking blocking? Contrast that to like my team, the Niners. Everyone on the receiving core blocks. Even if you're like a fifth string wide receiver, you block. That's how it's supposed to be.
Dude,
If you're not playing
JJ laid
football, you
out
block.
JJ laid out an amazing blindside.
Juwan Johnson was
during
fantastic.
an interception.
Some of these, like especially when CMC was running, Juwan Johnson, hell, Brandon Ayuk was laying down some blocks. That's a team right there.
Exactly.
Like JJ on Justin Jefferson on defense might actually be like almost as entertaining to watch as he is on offense.
I mean, we're going to see that in Danielle Hunter in the future, but like the point being, you know, this whole game is the biggest like WTF moment, and I hate seeing players get relegated to the XFL and USFL where their talents honestly aren't just going to be used. They're going to look at them, they're just there as a name brand to where you actually come to the games. And especially for Chase, it's going to be, well, I'll just have a really comfortable career in the CFL. That's where I think Chase is going to end up. He's just going to be really comfortable in the CFL. Don't have to put much effort forth. I'll look like a star against some scrubs. He's really the guy that just would rather go up against some practice squad corner, beat him on an easy like trick route, and get a touchdown over a block for his team.
I mean, did you see him like trying to talk shit after the Steelers Browns wildcard game, where he was talking about how he's such a great player because he burnt a practice squad safety during garbage time. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I feel like that's the kind of player he's just blinded himself to being. Whereas I'm pretty sure if you put the fucking effort out, I'm pretty sure you'll get targeted for plays by your quarterback. You absolutely will get those targets if you laid out those blocks. But to see him just do all of this, it's just, good lord. I'm ready to move off of it. I'm ready for him just to get cut.
Yeah, my final thoughts on Chase Claypool is that he looks like Canadian Tekashi 6ix9ine.
True.
Yeah.
And he acts like a Tekashi 6ix9ine as well.
Yeah, the only exception is he didn't rape a child, so, yeah.
At the end of the day, Claypool, I really hope you smarten the fuck up. I really hope that your conversation with your coach and GM was fruitful. Plentiful, even. Because if at the end of the day you just don't give a shit, fucking retire, bro. Retire, ask to get cut, go play in the CFL where you get to beat all the fucking scrubs you want to beat. Go play for Winnipeg where they have an actual quarterback that'll make you look good. But you're a dead ass at NFL talent. You have the NFL talent, the ability to be a Hall of Fame guy. Stop with the tic tac dances. Get back to the playbook. Study the playbook. Block for your team. Be a team player. Because I guarantee you will get those targets. You just have to be that team player.
Yes. All right.
All right. That's that
But
time.
yes, and now it's time to talk about the
Greatest tragedy, 9/11.
And see, I thought ours, as bad as that game was, it somehow wasn't the worst on Sunday.
Hold on,
Somehow.
I'm just gonna scroll through Instagram. I gotta send Aiden another 9/11 joke on Instagram.
Oh God. Somehow it was not the worst game on Sunday, because that game would obviously come on Sunday night.
You already knew it was going to be bad when Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth were there.
Oh, it's just, I am amazed at how quickly that game went horribly wrong for the New York Giants. Purely amazed at just how god-awful, how quickly everything went to shit for them after that false start. Because after that false start, they end up not gaining the third down, and then they have to go for the field goal, which of course gets blocked and returned for a touchdown for the Cowboys. And they never recovered from it. It never came close to recovering from that botch play. They never came close. And what you got was a massacre for the ages. A team that made the playoffs last season, looking like a team that's never played football in their lives.
Well, you can't always play the Ed Donatel defense.
Yeah, but holy shit, that was bad. Dallas beat the Giants 40-0. I knew the Cowboys owned the Giants. They've had their number for years, but holy shit, that was even more than a massacre right there. That's the type of shit that gets you banned from New York for the war crimes, or New York and New Jersey for the war crimes that you committed. Like, oh my god. And I want people to remember this. Daniel Jones is getting paid over $40 million now. And he went out there and threw 104 yards, had barely a 50% completion percentage, and threw 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. $40 million worth right there. And you know what? Somehow that was not even as bad as the O-line played. Good lord, that O-line for the New York Giants was fucking terrible. I remember how badly they got owned by the Cowboys last year on Monday Night Football. That Giants O-line got absolutely destroyed by Parsons. They somehow played even worse than that. That was like purely as bad as football as I could see a team play. And it just felt like everything that could go wrong for the Giants went wrong in this game. Like, seriously.
Yeah, the football was so bad that when I was watching, I stopped focusing on the football aspect and I started focusing on things like, do you think they get those rubber pellets stuck in between their teeth? And do people think it's
right?
just effort?
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna be real. When I saw Daniel Jones was still in the game in the fourth quarter, my thought process was, does Brian Dable want this guy to die? Like, I'm genuinely wondering. It feels like he actually wants Daniel Jones to get killed out there, because that O-line, every single play after that first drive, it could not block for shit. Like, that was a generational disaster class on all levels from the Giants' offense. And the defense didn't really do that much better, but granted, when your offense is playing that fucking terribly, I don't expect the defense to be able to do much.
Man, that game got so bad, I thought about touching grass.
Oh boy. Oh, fuck, touching grass.
Right?
That game was so bad, I thought about bouldering instead. And I was bouldering because I was celebrating the Niners win, so yeah.
Genuinely, and what's even more funny is the fact that the Cowboys won 40-0, and Dak Prescott had to literally do nothing to do it. He genuinely just had to literally be a game manager and do absolutely nothing, and the Cowboys cruised to a 40-0 victory. That was just... Oh, and watching 5 Points' reaction to it was certainly something. Just seeing the complete and utter optimism just leave his bald head, leave his bald face and everything. everything in existence just leaving him. That was certainly
That
something.
was funny.
Oh, speaking of clickbait sports members just being let down by their teammates, I suppose we could talk about Broncos Raiders.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Finally, a game where
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
by the way,
Russell
we should.
Wilson's fault.
Fun fact about the Giants versus Cowboys game. That day, the San Francisco Giants scored more than the New York Giants.
Yeah,
Oof.
they did.
Oof.
So-
I will say, regarding Raiders Broncos, I did get to see this game here in Vegas, and yeah, that was wow, that was actually that was pretty impressive seeing the Raiders actually win. That was actually pretty nice to see seeing that happen.
Yeah, also, rest in peace, Broncos country. They did not ride.
Jeez. I said it before, and I said this during the AFC West preview. The Raiders were the perfect opponent for the Broncos because it would show, okay, how different is this Broncos team from last season? How different are they? Because they went 0-2 against Josh McDaniels, and what, they got Sean Payton here. Okay, surely things cannot go worse here against Josh McDaniels. Yet here we are, talking about the Broncos again, talking about them again after losing to Josh McDaniels. Here we are again. And just, wow, this is, you know what's funny is that, honestly, Russell Wilson didn't even play a bad game, and yet they still can't win. They still can't beat Josh McDaniels. Isn't that funny?
More things.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Here's my genuine suggestion. This year, trade all your draft picks to next year. Do absolutely nothing. Don't change a damn thing. Because apparently when you guys do change stuff, it all falls apart. Seriously, don't change a thing.
So I don't know how long he'll be able to play because I already know that this dude is on literally this dude is literally already already a ticking time bomb waiting to happen. But Jimmy G honestly did pretty well. I will say that he did pretty well in his first game with the Raiders.
He did
pretty well.
okay.
I just find it. I do find it funny. The Raiders sealed the deal with Jimmy G scrambling for a first down on like a 3rd and 8 or something and getting it. That is not how I expected them to end the game.
Hang on.
That's not what he wanted to cook.
And it's even funnier because the Raiders didn't do much on the running game because Josh Jacobs had a really quiet game. He really did have a quiet game, I'll say that. He only had 48 yards. That was honestly pretty surprising to see. And yet again, with all that being said, Josh Jacobs having a quiet game, Josh McDaniels coaching this team, the Broncos still can't beat the Raiders.
Fucking hell.
I just wonder if you're Denver. Just what the fuck do you do?
What was
Like I said,
what was that statistic I heard about last year's Broncos? Like, they'd have a winning record if they just scored 18 points a game.
Yeah, and they only scored 16 here.
Again, you're seeing what happened with the Broncos last year again.
I don't think it's gonna be that bad offensively. No, I could be wrong on that. Hold up, I'm gonna take that back. I could be very wrong on that. Because you couldn't beat you couldn't beat McDaniels with that bad of a secondary when you have those wide receivers that are more talented than people are willing to let off on.
Guys, seriously, I'm gonna say, I said this during the AFC West preview, and I'm gonna say it again. Sean Payton on the Broncos reminds me a lot of Mike Ditka on the Saints, and that is not a good thing.
It is not. 1000% is not.
So is there any I feel like we've taken the piss on the Broncos, but I will say, actually, if there's one more thing I want to say, still great to see that series from Brandon Perna still going strong.
The new worst game I have ever seen.
Yep. And it got 400,000 views in 4 days.
Oh my!
And Brandon wondered.
Ah, damn.
Brandon wondered why people love to see him thrive on pain.
It's such a great series, Loki. It is such a fantastic series.
So, is there any other games on Sunday we want to talk about before getting to the Monday game? Because there actually is one. There is one quarterback I actually do want to
Sam
talk
Howell?
about before.
Or
No.
is it
Ryan
Anthony?
Tannehill, because he is
Tannehill.
washed.
Dude's done.
Oh,
Dude, get
Yeah.
ready to learn broadcast, buddy.
That was bad. Like, oh my god, that was bad. So, wait, well, here's the numbers. 16 for 34 completion on attempts, 198 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Like, that is... Yeah, that was bad for Ryan Tannehill. That is... Like, I'm just calling it right now. There's a very real chance he's getting benched by week 5.
here's another number. $36.6 million. That's how much Ryan Tannehill's contract counts against the cap this year.
Oh boy. Yeah, tight ends. This is why. By the way, I just want to say, Titans Saints was literally the battle of mid. It truly was the battle of which team will be the less uninteresting team this year.
True.
And yeah, I mean, I'll just say in terms of the Saints, you know what? You got the win. Harwood to mid, but you know what? You'll take it. You'll take it over Taysom Hill or famous Jameis. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo,
But anyways.
you're mediocre.
Yes. Anyways, is it time to talk about the Monday night game?
Yep.
Yeah,
and New York and terrible tragedies.
And we can also talk about Aaron Rodgers' rehabilitation program.
Yep.
Oh no! Here's the thing. I heard like a lot of this stuff was like very reminiscent of like we're talking like completely reminiscent of like Chad Pennington.
I'm trying. Pennington. 'Cause it was so similar to like it nearly happened the exact same day. Like fucking like the nearly like it's similar, very similar to when Alex Smith suffered that injury and was like right on the same fucking day that like I believe it was like when Joe Theismann suffered his injury. Yeah.
It's just this is a team that can't catch a bad break. Just ugly situation, just everywhere. There's no words I have. I know everybody's going, oh, well, there's other options that I look around and go, well, do you know what, like, the player, any veteran quarterback that signs with this team just will have to do? The veteran quarterback's going to have to completely study the playbook. Period. Right? This guy's gonna have to completely pick up a whole new playbook. You're better off with Zach Wilson, who understands the playbook, who has to understand his role, and ironically, as much as people don't like Colin, I like what his quote was for Zach Wilson. It was, like the substitute teacher, just make sure, your passes are, somewhat okay. You hand the ball off to Breece Hall, he's gonna be basically carrying the brunt of this force. The defense is gonna have to be pretty outstanding every single week, but you can still win games, 23-20.
I'll say this. The fact that Aaron, from what I'm hearing, Aaron will still be around with the team and stuff. That is big for Zach Wilson. That shows me, if that's the case, that shows me, okay, yeah, they are absolutely committed to going with Wilson here, because having Rodgers with him during that would be massive.
And another thing too, if Zach Wilson, this is so huge for Zach Wilson. He has been gifted the golden second chance that he has never ever had it's a golden opportunity. The golden parachute he has, he's completely, parachuted out of this. He could have a career in the NFL still. The fact that Zach Wilson could have a career in the NFL is mind-boggling.
Yeah, it truly is. It is. And, not many quarterbacks who struggle that badly like Zach Wilson did last season. Not many will get that strong of a chance like he is right now.
So I hope Zach takes this opportunity that he has been gifted.
I do want to say of Aaron, it's like, because watching that injury, yeah, that truly was like, that, like, when he initially got injured, it's like, oh no, well, that's not good. It's like, it was like, it wasn't good, but it's like, okay, well, we've seen Aaron, come back from shit before. It's like, that went from like, so the level was like at a 25 to a 30 and all that, maybe a 40. But the minute I saw him get on that card, it's like, oh shit.
I mean, even the replays, even with the Twitter overreaction, I was like, oh, come on, we're overreacting a little bit. I was looking at that pop, I was like, I really hope that's just, because the camera shook.
The minute I saw, like, the video of Dr. Brian Suter uploaded on his channel about, like, how, yeah, this is probably either something like a calf or an Achilles injury, it's like, oh, fuck. Because you could see some movement, it's like, ah, crap. Because it was, and seeing that clearer angle that came later, which clearly showed the pop of the Achilles, which, Jesus Christ, like, that is one of my least favorite things to see, especially knowing how bad it was, seeing when Kevin Durant suffered that during the 2019 finals. Just seeing that pop is just terrifying.
Yeah, it looked like a guitar string being plucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that it just happened on MetLife Field, of all fields, which just seems to be such an injury killer.
Yeah,
that whole field.
Yeah. And
changed the damn field, MetLife.
I mean, they changed it already.
That's
I mean, who knows?
thing.
It might change it again. Who knows? Maybe the whole thing's just cursed.
Just use grass, New York. Come on.
And somehow the Jets won.
Grass.
And on top of
of all we're talking about with the Jets, what's their future hold? What's all that hold? They still won the game.
Which is
time to just admit it.
Walk-off punt return touchdown in overtime.
I feel like it's time we can officially confirm this. Josh Allen has a turnover problem.
Oh yeah.
This is bad. Like, this is really reaching a point where it's like, yeah, like, the thing with Josh Allen is, as great as he is, there are moments, he has some moments where it really reminds me of, like, Jay Cutler at his most inconsistent, where he just has the deep ball, like, he has the arm strength, but then he has those god-awful interceptions.
I was gonna say Brett Favre.
Brett Favre is honestly the best comparison, because you can make the argument on the field, Josh Allen is the modern-day Brett Favre right now. The deep arm, the great play, but at the same time, that comes with the many turnovers that Josh Allen keeps committing.
That's just gonna be a difference maker, especially down the line, especially when we're talking about playoffs, and especially as how good of an offense the Buffalo Bills should be having on a week-to-week basis, to still have these turnover problems, especially when you're playing critical games against the Kansas City Chiefs, Jacksonville Jaguars, Cincinnati Bengals.
You look at how Yeah, it's just like one touchdown, but then 3 interceptions. That's gonna be a really, that is not a sign of success right there. That is just, and it doesn't help that Buffalo, let's be completely honest, Buffalo, and this can basically be said for basically Josh Allen's entire tenure in Buffalo. They don't have a run game. They don't have a true alternative to just trying to have Josh Allen have to do his thing. They truly don't have an alternative there. That's just
Yeah, exactly. They just
yeah.
haven't found it. I don't think they've found a footing, a guy that can be that really good running back that could take just such a load off of Josh Allen.
And I'll say this because, many people look at 2020 as his best season, and rightfully so, because that year he had 37 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Then you look at 2021. I'll say this. I know people talk about, Dable and stuff. I will say the turnover problem was starting to happen even when Dable was in Buffalo. I will say that because
he's
2021
always had the turnover problem.
36 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. However, he did have that incredible playoff run. So, where it was 2 games, but he played incredible in both games. So you had that. But then last season, 2022, he had 35 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, but 5 fumbles as well. And I think what really stuck out to many
goal
is
line
also,
fumble during the Vikings game.
yeah.
Which was,
But what really stuck out was also because he struggled in the playoffs too. He had 3 interceptions in 2 games in the playoffs last season. So, and it's just this, but it definitely feels like even like, and I know that the interception problems have been there, and even with Dable it was still there, but it definitely felt last season he definitely felt more like a lot more. I don't know how to say it. He just felt more just.
oh shit! I unplugged my headphones by mistake.
Just felt more
All right, there we go.
All right. He just felt
Hang on a
more.
second. You
like,
need to get that recognized as my headphones. Come on, baby.
Just I don't know. I don't feel comfortable right now with Josh Allen when he throws the ball. I don't feel comfortable right now.
Alright, we good, Spencer? We good, buddy? We good?
Good.
We good? Thumbs up skis? Alright, thumbs up skis. I'm assuming that's a thumbs up skis. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, Nick. Back to you, buddy.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I just don't feel comfortable with Josh Allen right now. I don't feel comfortable. Truly, I don't.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I think that it's coming to make me think that maybe his ceiling as a quarterback is a lot lower than we were giving him credit. It's a lot lower than what we think he is. Because I usually he's an absolute, elite quarterback in the NFL. He's probably eventually going to have a busting Canton. But as of late, he's just been not very good.
It's just I still view him as a great quarterback.
Yeah.
It's just it's very clear that it's like he's definitely been getting more exposed as of late. Like the past year or so, he's gotten more exposed, and I really saw that. I saw like a graphic that showed like his passing numbers compared to like Mac Jones, and what's surprising is, remember, this is counting a lot of games where Mac Jones was having to deal with Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, and Mac Jones had the better numbers than Josh Allen. And yes, that's not counting rushing numbers, which obviously Allen succeeds in, but still, that's concerning.
I'm very the thing that you could have a point with is that maybe Josh Allen isn't as good as what we think he is, and if he keeps going down the path that he's going on, he could be easily the biggest what if in football.
Sorry about that, folks. I accidentally snagged my headphone cable on my foot, so I was unable to hear any of it.
Yeah.
It's time to think that maybe Josh Allen isn't the great quarterback savant that we all think he is.
The way I view it, the way I see it, it's just He's still a great quarterback, but he's not. He doesn't feel like the kind of guy where it's like, yeah, he's gonna give Mahomes a run for his money. That's how I see it.
I feel like he could be out of the top 10 quarterbacks at the end of this year if things keep
Spencer,
going the
you can
way
talk.
that it is.
All right, can I say the funny now? The funny about Rodgers' thing?
Sure.
All right, so there was a report on Pat McAfee today that Aaron Rodgers is planning on healing his Achilles by listening to the sounds of dolphins mating, which
Yeah, there's a reason Dave made that tweet, by the way.
yeah.
Oh yeah, listening to the sound of dolphins mating.
Never change, Aaron. God damn it.
Don't. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Don't. Rogers, just stay the way you are, you beautiful.
Stay that weird ass hippie. I know you are. Don't ever join the Vikings, though.
I'm gonna be 100% convinced that Rodgers went to New York just because he thirsted over Mrs. Met.
True!
Oh my god! Holy
True!
Well, he did break up with Shailene Woodley, so the timeline matches up.
Mm-hmm. True, though. I totally...
Bro,
Man, dude's become a Swiftie in the fucking off season too.
Bro is just super horny.
Mm-hmm.
I bet a clause in this contract gives Aaron Rodgers 50 photos of Mrs. Met every month.
Motherfucking Mrs. Met. Oh god.
Yeah, for $45 million and a Pornhub premium account guaranteed.
That's so stupid.
Dude, it wouldn't be the Sickos without us being stupid.
I know, but I feel.
Remember, this all origin. We all started doing this because we one time laughed at an arena that looked like SpongeBob SquarePants' asshole.
Yep. How could I possibly forget? There's one more trailer left for NHL 24. It's their deep dive into the game modes trailer. I've just taken a look. They just did their whole presentation reveal, and they've actually done a lot. If you've compared Madden to NHL, what NHL has already revealed has completely outdone Madden by like eons. Like literal eons. They've completely NHL's outdone Madden. It can outdo Madden with its improvements in its sleep.
Guys, I just want to say this because I know this is a different sport, but I have some breaking news to report. This is the Sickos breaking news report here. Shohei Ohtani has cleared out his locker in the Angels clubhouse per sources. The Angels say they will not have information on the situation until tomorrow. Just recording.
Shohei, welcome to the Giants.
Oh my god!
Welcome to Chicago, Shohei.
That is big news. Big news.
Like, I'll give him credit. He's basically gonna go on IR until season. The IL. Man, it's gonna be a rough stretch for the Angels with the situation that they're in. It's incredibly rough. I hope Artie Moreno keeps being the owner of this team because as a rival fan, just seeing the incompetence on a week in and week out has been such a unique treat to watch. It has been absolutely fucking hilarious to watch on a week in and week out basis. The fact that they aggressively sold their very niche farm system that was pretty much barren. They all they have is a guy that can throw over 100 miles an hour. Is it Jenner or something? Joyce? Something? Jimmy Joyce? I want to know. Who's one of their top pitching prospects right now is the only one I'm surprised that didn't get traded. Is it? I don't think it's Jimmy Joyce. No, because Jimmy Joyce, that's Mariners. He's somebody that is like one of their... I gotta look at the Angels prospect pool for a second. I gotta look at prospects.
Hey, let's. I don't condone betting, but.
Ben Joyce. Sorry, Ben Joyce. Ben Joyce, who's already at the majors right now.
Oh yeah, the guy made it to the majors in like 40 days.
Yeah, Ben Joyce. After that, they don't have anybody else. They have absolutely nobody else after that. Most of their guys have already been in the majors already, and they're not helping them win games either.
Over and under on how many skunks that Otani's gonna release in Moreno's office.
But the fact that that's absolutely huge that Otani is leading into being gone from the Angels is absolutely insane. The prospect haul that they would have gotten, I think just the haul in general that the Angels would have gotten would have been pretty big. They could have asked for absolutely a king's ransom and they would have gotten it, but
yeah, seriously.
Lo and behold, Moreno, keep the team. I hope you're the owner till the day I die. Anyway, I hope you're the owner. Stay the owner of the Angels. You're just borderline incompetence and tomfoolery with this team it's a pleasure to watch. Never change, Moreno. Never, by the way, ever change.
A message to the Dodgers, Giants, Mariners, and Cubs. Now's the time. Y'all know what to do.
It's gonna be very interesting to see what the Mariners do with him. I don't think the Mariners I know Otani, by the way, phenomenal talent. I'd love to have Otani on the team. However, he's gonna be on the IL for the first portion of the IL and DH. Sorry, not IL. Sorry, he's gonna need Tommy John surgery, and he's gonna be on the DH spot, and I don't think he's gonna be ready to play at the start of the season, even after Tommy John surgery. I think he's gonna I think any smart team who gets Otani should know that I don't think he plays for them right away. I think he just needs a little bit of time just to heal up from Tommy John surgery, but the year after that, open season.
This has been an Untitled Sickos report. Untitled Sickos Project breaking news report.
Speaking of which, I think we can safely quickly transition to baseball before we preview the matches for all our teams. Then we'll call it a durr. Alright, Mariners update. I am pissing my pants. This race for the last 4 playoff spots between the Blue Jays, the Rangers, the Astros, and the Mariners. None of these teams have, taken the reins and started to run away with these spots. They're within 2 games of each other.
All three teams lost tonight, by the way.
All 4. Did the Blue Jays win?
No, Blue Jays won.
Okay.
They played the Red Sox, so of course they won.
Yeah. Mariners lost. Well, I mean, we're against the Dodgers. I hear they're, pretty stupid good.
Rangers lost to the Guardians, and the Astros lost to the Royals. Because
Rangers pitching was once one of the really strong suits. How is it now? It's now their weakest. They can't get a grip on.
And yet the only reason they're in the right, yet the only reason they're as close as they are right now is because they swept the Blue Jays. How? I don't fucking know.
Speaking of Blue Jays, check what I posted in the chat.
Is it that the Blue Jays are morphing into the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Maple Leafs, yeah.
Yep.
That's just an insult to the Maple Leafs, because the Maple Leafs make the playoffs every year, whereas the Blue Jays, if you miss the whiff on making the playoffs, I think this is a little bit, IMO more shame in that. But to call ourselves the Maple Leafs, really? I mean, there's a big difference between the Maple Leafs and what the Blue Jays are doing. It's not like the Maple Leafs are fringe playoff contenders. The Maple Leafs usually are the second or third best team in the division. Period.
Yeah. I mean, the Leafs, you can argue who's the bigger choker. I mean, you can say the Leafs are the bigger chokers, but
Chokers, absolutely.
It's easy to say the Blue Jays are the more pathetic team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Or the more depressing one.
They're straight up depressing. Like, it's impressive how depressing that team is. But anyways, Mariners, I'm pissing myself. However, the minor leagues! My favorite part to talk about. Both of our A-level teams are in a playoff spot, are playing in the championship game. Mariners just beat the San Jose Giants in a best of 3. They have taken the champions of the division. Really good. The Mariners have if we don't make the playoffs this year, I want this team to do absolutely nothing. I want them to continue to grow the prospects out in the farm. Reinforcements are on their way, to simply put. They're on their way. They're coming. Julio's still young. Kelnick's gonna be in his prime. France is still gonna be a pretty good key contributor. There's gonna be players to absolutely replace Kelnick, and players to replace JP Crawford and Enianio Suarez when the time comes. We're gonna be fine. We got Canzone. It's gonna be good. It's literally do nothing. It's do nothing. Do absolutely nothing. I trust Dipoto. And yeah, I hope the Mariners win both championship leagues at the A levels. I think the Double A playoffs are about to begin soon, which the Mariners are in one of the spots for the come playoff time. And yeah, I think Mariners are in a good spot. I think Mariners minor leagues are in a good spot. Triple A, they're grinding out for a spot in the playoffs too. So our minor leagues are in the right spot. It's just, can we get in there? Can we make it? We'll see. No one's walking away. No one's running away with this title. The Rangers could be completely collapsing, but so are the Mariners and the Astros. Nobody's winning this thing outright yet, so somebody, hopefully, at least if anybody, let's just someone take over. Someone be the obvious, oh yeah, there's total shoe instead of, well, it might be them, might not be them. I don't know. End of the day, best of 7 versus the Seattle Mariners and the Texas Rangers is going to be coming up. And if you're a fan of baseball, that's going to be fun to watch. Very fun to watch.
Yep. All right. I might as well go next because yeah, NL wildcard race is just as stressful right now. Right now, looking at the wildcard race, Phillies are they're in 4th place. They're 4 games ahead. Cubs are in the 5th slot. They're 1.5 games ahead of both the Reds and the Diamondbacks, who are tied for the last spot right now. Half a game back, you have the Marlins, and then 1 game back, you have the Giants. So the Cubs have been definitely in the trenches, definitely in their toughest part of the season where you're trying to get into the playoffs. And it's definitely not been smooth sailing. We are 2-6 in our last 8 games. So yeah, not what you want to see at this time. But honestly, it's like, yeah, this is why this part of the season can definitely be a pain in the fucking ass. tonight, there's the good news. The Cubs scored 4 runs in the 9th inning. Then there's the bad news. We were trailing by 6. So, yeah, and considering our opponent was the Diamondbacks, that's, yeah, you hate to see it right there. But, in terms of, stuff going around, guys coming back, prospects, definitely a big one today in terms of a player coming back. Marcus Stroman is, back for the Cubs. He actually did pitch some innings today. Basically, after, D-backs really, cooked Steele today in a rare outing of Steele not doing well, but Stroman came in for 2 innings, did well, gave up a hit and a walk, but had 3 strikeouts and 0 runs, so did what he had to do, and definitely going to be huge in these last 14 games of the season. Now, as for prospects, I know our prospect teams that I know, like Myrtle Beach won a game in their playoff thing today, so they're to even it up and all that. And I know Iowa, I believe Iowa or the Smokies are in it. You know, either one. They're probably both in it. But the big prospect news of the week obviously was Pete Crow Armstrong getting called up to the Cubs. He's been in 3 games so far. The first one he was more of a pinch runner, and pinch runner. Second, then he played the next 2 games. Didn't have any results in the batting box, but he made some incredible plays out in the outfield. So that was great to see. The defensive impact is clearly already there with Pete Crow Armstrong in the majors. I think the main thing to be seen, it's obviously only been a couple of games, but you know, just to see, okay, because it obviously adjusting to the majors, it can take a bit and all of that, and you know, the hitting will come eventually, but it was great to see that fielding, him showing off the glove in the outfield. That's great to see. And I feel like, I don't know what else is going to happen for prospect pool, because there'll probably be more moves made in the near future, but yeah, honestly, I don't really have much to talk about with the Cubs right now outside of the main team and all that. So whoever's ready to talk next, you may start talking.
Okay. So let me start out with like the Giants. So another team in the wildcard hunt. So I'm gonna say this right now. Whether we make the playoffs or not, I'm gonna consider the season a success. Given that, you know, we kind of struck out in the off season and we kind of had to focus on building from within, I'd say giving like our prospects some playing time and making progress and watching our prospect pool get deeper is already a big success. And guess what? We're still in the playoff hunt. We're a game behind of the last wildcard spot, but I still believe in this team. Just wish our offense could be a bit more consistent, but you know what? We're not yet the finished product. Giants fans, remember that we're not yet the finished product, so stop fucking whining.
Yeah, I will say this. I will also say, regardless of Cubs make the playoffs or not, I still view it as a successful season regardless. It's just, yeah, when you're in the thick of things, it's like, damn, you really do wanna get in that playoffs. You really do. But yeah, that's obviously something that remains to be seen.
I know how, even I'm looking at Mariners fans, I did the worst thing possible. People never join sports fan groups on anything. I've already left that completely disastrous mauling situation. It is just, oh boy. The thing is, the future outlook for the Mariners looks good regardless if they make the playoffs or not. If I would be really upset if we missed the playoffs and our prospect pool was pretty bad. No, our farm's reloaded. There's nothing to really worry about. I'm pretty sure, I know we've been waiting for some form of success, but we've already gotten a pretty good amount of success. Last year, going to the wild card, and honestly, from the way the Mariners played the Astros, it really could have gone either way. Sure, the Mariners got swept, but those games were close. A lot of ninth inning heroics from the Astros, absolutely. But imagine if they didn't have those heroics, and the Mariners
heroics. The word is heroics.
Spencer, I don't speak good. With that, both teams, if Bears got a hold of the game late, I think they would have taken over. It's hard to say where this team go, and not to mention we were better competition than the fucking Yankees, which is at the end of the day, I think an absolute win. So Doomers are an interesting breed.
I'm sorry, it's 1:30 in the morning over here. I'm losing energy over here, so I'm just gonna keep that's why I'm a bit snippy, and I'm gonna keep mine very short. Brewers are good, probably gonna make the playoffs. I want to go to bed.
Oh, good. You can head to bed. We already got the Vikings taken care of. It's just it's our own teams.
Yeah.
If you need to head to bed, you can absolutely head to bed.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, night,
Night, yo.
Night.
Alrighty. Aiden, you can continue with your Tim.
So yeah, that's basically what I feel about this team. We're on the right track, and yet impatient assholes wanna try and complain because they're impatient assholes. I'm gonna tell you this: if you wanna complain all the time, then clearly you hadn't been a fan during the late 2010s. We were freaking putrid. You weren't a fan during the early days before 2010, where we didn't have a championship and Bond retired, and we were basically just trying to reload the prospects. We had pretty bad teams. So you know what? Have some fucking patience, or you can just fuck off from Oracle Park, because we don't want your doomer asses here. Go to fucking Saskatoon or something. We're gonna be fine. And as for the minor leagues, GG, Luke. You guys beat us in single A. Single A advanced. We kind of barely missed out in the playoffs.
I think you guys got the
Double A.
I think you got the first half record. You got the first half record. For
we missed out. We missed out in the first half record.
Oh right.
Yeah. For Double A though, we made the playoffs. Double A, we made the playoffs, and we actually went on a hot streak to end the year. And given that we promoted a bunch of guys from Single A, it pretty much makes sense.
Hot streak. Oh, did you see the Modesto Nuts? They won 13 games straight to close out the season. They went I think 16-1 to close out the season.
Yeah, y'all did great. And as for AAA, I mean, we didn't do that hot, but honestly, given that half of our prospects are pretty much promoted to the majors because of injuries and all that stuff, it's to be expected. All I care about is that they get a bit more minor league marinating, and next year, hopefully, we'll do better as a team. I have faith in this team, and we're gonna do pretty well. And the Doomers can go fuck themselves.
Don't be a Doomer, people. Don't be a Doomers. Alright, now we're back in now. Let's quickly transition into football this week. Seattle plays against the Detroit Lions, and we're gonna get it's gonna be 45-0. Okay, maybe not that extreme, but we're about to get mauled. They're not going to make it. It's not going to even be close. I feel like we're about to get completely mauled by the Lions. They're going to be.
Niners face the Rams, and I'm optimistic. Yeah, I'm optimistic. You know what? No catch. I'm optimistic.
The opening line was -8 in favor of San Francisco. It was 8 in favor of San Francisco.
It's 7 right now.
7 right
around
now?
there. It's -7 San Francisco from what I'm seeing around ESPN.
I know gambling, but usually betting lines, you can kind of have an idea of where the game is going to go. But to me, anything over a 5 in the NFL is they should easily handle their business against this team. Easily we should be able to handle our business against a team like this. Especially look at college football too, right? Where this week is just where the big schools are just gonna beat the piss out of the other schools. How Colorado State is talking shit when you're favorite to when you're the 36.5-point underdog and you talked trash to Deion Sanders. That's bold. That's bold. I wouldn't do that, but that's pretty bold, I guess. So, I mean, Seahawks, we'll see what happens with the team. I think it's going to be a very rough go at it, if you will. We'll see what happens. It could be. I could be giving more credit. I should be giving more credit to this team than I should be. But to me, at the end of the day, I don't know what to. I don't know what to think about the Seahawks. Really, it's gonna be nice. We'll see. We'll see Witherspoon. We'll see his season debut. This time around, and we'll see what happens if they win or lose, or if it's going to be quite the long rebuild. Sorry, quite the long game that we're just gonna have to just try to trek through. So, yeah, that's kind of my intuition. It's just, especially the second half performance last week, that was just utter. It's like, yo, we're gonna be back, we're just getting milk, and then just to have that level of a performance is not what you want to see, especially from your team, especially when we have, you know, you have more ambitions than just being an A-OK team. So, well, I hope it gets better, especially when playing the Detroit Lions. I think they have they do have the potential to win, but, you know, if we lose, then, you know what, 0-2 is going to be really hard to come back from, but it's the NFC, it's still basically wide open. That's just my elite insight. It's, oh boy. And the worst part too is the Mariners just haven't been hot too, so you have just those two together where it's just no one's having fun all around in Seattle. That's all I got.
Yeah. As for this game, because we're playing the Buccaneers, definitely going to be a big test. I really hope that this is a very angry and hungry Bears team that wants to put week one behind them and just go out there and do what they got to do. I mean, obviously, Tampa Bay, I mean, Baker Mayfield will definitely try and get whatever he can out of that Buccaneers team. I mean, Tampa Bay, for all we know, the Buccaneers could be one of those teams that thrives in week one, then struggles the rest of the way. For all we know, they could be one of those teams, but at the same time, knowing how Baker can be, they'll probably find a way to get some fight out of it. Obviously, knowing we'll have a different play caller for the defense this week will be very interesting, definitely. So yeah, gonna be a very interesting game to see what happens, especially the ramifications. If they win, okay, really cool. If they lose, then oh boy, some shit's probably gonna be happening behind the scenes. But yeah, should be a very interesting game with the Buccaneers this Sunday.
Quite interesting. Aiden, any notes on the Niners?
So, you know what? I'm cautiously optimistic, but you know what? We're playing the Rams in Levi's South, so you know what? All I can say is just don't fuck up. That's all you need to do, Niners. Just don't fuck up.
I don't underestimate the Rams either.
Like,
I think low key this is gonna be the odd gaming advice, the odd gambling advice that I would give. I would take the Rams to not cover. Weird advice. That's my weird don't take when you sorry, I think the Niners don't cover the spread. I think this game's gonna be a lot closer than people are willing to let on. It's gonna be a close game. Which means it's gonna be it's gonna be a fun game to watch.
Rams are gonna want revenge after all the Levi South jokes. So the Niners better be on their A game. I'm confident in this team. Not gonna lie, I'm confident in this team, but they need to be 100% every week.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be it for this week's Untitled Sickos project. Yeah, we'll have hopefully we'll have a better sight of where hopefully our baseball teams are at next week. 15 games remain. Fight to the finish. And that I'm glad that football is back. We're definitely happy that football's back. We'll try to do a watch along because I know we should be trying to do some watch alongs. We'll try our best. We'll try our hardest for watch alongs because I know we should try to do one at least a couple times a month, but we'll see what we can do. Other than that, call your mother every once in a while. She misses you dearly. I will see you next time.